Hi guys, it's me, Chelsea, your DM. So a little while ago, I fucked up. Now, a lot of you guys have seen at least one of the scryings that I did. I did it at the beginning of one of my podcasts, but I'm going to replay it for you this time around. Now, this is just kind of like a thing that I'm going to try and do so you can kind of know what you missed a little bit. At least that much anyway. But let me adjust my webcam so you guys can basically see what I see, which right now I am listening to some goddamn music. There we go. But what you guys don't really know is that this was a late night session. This was a session I did with Tasha, with Duck, and Elliot after, I think, game night, when we just everyone kind of started going, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's a new day. You guys messed up your tower location. Why not give you at least a couple more scrying options? 2 more scryings. So I was like, cool. What do you guys want to scry on? And then Elliot went first. And this is Elliot's scry because they got a higher number, so it actually worked. Yeah. We're gonna stop the music, go back to here. I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna mute myself. Enjoy. You slowly sink your head into the scrying pool. Focus. And slowly open your eyes and look around. Your focus was on blue. However, looking around, you're not hearing very much. Then you hear a little bit of a shift off to the side. And heavy breathing. You keep moving forward towards that location. You can almost feel in the pit of your stomach the beating of your heart. Something's not right. And that's when you see him. A figure crouched over to the side, shaking, breathing deeply. And as your eyes adjust, the little light that is through the cell door allows you to see a crumpled looking visage of blue. Their hand covering their face a little bit. Tear stains left on their cheeks. Bruises forming on different parts of their body that you can kind of see and make out. He's broken, beaten, and in this disgusting place. You hear the footsteps of someone walking closer and closer and closer. And then you hear a door open as light shines through, illuminating the dark, cold cell of which this noble now resides. You shift as the scrying pool, unfortunately, can't see all of the gentlemen that walks in, but you can tell by their stance and how they hold themselves. They're in a powerful position, looking over this weak, defenseless man. You see them crack their own knuckles as they approach. Their skin dark in color. Possibly drow. And as they continue walking over, you watch as they kneel down next to Blue and force their chin up to look at him. His eyes staring blankly in front of him. His expression lost and broken. He had been betrayed, taken advantage, and now he's here. He made a terrible mistake. And he's staring at the individual that did it to him. Did you really think I could love a noble like you from Fay're? You're such an idiot. Too easily swayed. The best bait I could possibly ask for, especially to get me close to those two. They'll come running once they find what I'm going to send them. Then everything will be in order. Isn't that great? You watch as the hand of the drow pushes Blue's head away from him, smacking his head against the wall next to him as he lets out a low breath. And as he slowly looks up at this individual, you watch as a little bit of blood trickles down from his forehead. Anger, frustration, all of it's in his eyes. However, from a distance, you hear another set of steps. And you can't help but find this noise almost that of high heels as they grow closer and closer. You turn your head and look back to the door, the light streaming in, only giving you a silhouette of this feminine creature. How is our little piece of meat doing? You watch as the hand of this woman grazes across her lips, and you can see almost for a moment a flicker of her lip curve into a smirk. Just imagine, with him this might be easier. Isn't that right? Master is quite pleased with us, enough to lure both of them in. Can you imagine? You feel yourself boiling with anger. Your eyes quickly darting over to the crumpled form of Blue against the wall. Chains behind their back. And their expression. Their broken expression. You watch as the two figures say a few more things under their breath to one another. However, can't quite make out what they're saying. It seems almost too much before you're pulled back to reality. The water dripping down from your face. Blue is tricked. Fell in love with someone behind enemy lines, only for have them betray them. But now they're looking to get 2 others to them. But which ones? And how long are they going to keep him alive? So that was the, the very first scry that we did, that I didn't record correctly. But after this, there was a small conversation. Alana, best girl, realizes Comet is distraught, and Comet immediately says that he needs to take Garen someplace, and Somnia's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up, homie, I think not. And best girl Alana is like, bro, I'm gonna give you a big hug. So she gives him a big huge hug because she can tell that like Comet is like freaking out, and even Rye's like, oh shit. And Comet kind of explains that like, yo, Blue is not in a good spot right now. Blue's in trouble. I gotta go. As Comet does, sweet boy Comet. So Comet ends up giving the money that they were saving for his family over to Alana, because I'm pretty sure Comet is thinking about their possible death. Comet and Rye discussed, of course, taking Garen with them, and Somnia's like, whoa, 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 Garen stays with me. Garen cannot leave my side. Okay, and if I go to Paydonia, that's risky as hell. And they're like, you don't have to tell us why that's risky if you don't want to. And she's like, well, if you ask the right questions, I might tell you. And they're all like, but we're not gonna pry because we're good people. And she's like, well, maybe you should pry. But then they discuss trying to get this done in a week. Figure out where Blue is, break Blue out, and bring Blue back to Windtree from Paydonia. Because in a week, the tower can be moved again to where Karakir needs to be moved. And then Rye suggests about, like, gathering information from his family, because, like, his family is pretty dope, and his dad's been in the game doing some shady shit for a very long time. And then Somnia asks if Comet is going to tell the rest of the group, and Comet goes, oh, no, no, no. We're gonna keep this between the 6 of us. The 6 of them being Comet, Rye, Somnia, Garen, Castor, and Alana. They all hope that, of course, like, the other half of the group, while they're off doing a rescue mission, that the other half of their group can gather the ingredients needed for basically the cure, the potion, for Karakir's wife, and locate Noelle, try to maybe get stuff from Noelle, figure out where this dragon blood can be located, and then Castor's all like, cool, deuces, I'm gonna go make those journals I talked about for you and your sister. And then Comet's like, maybe you can make one for me and my sister, and then another set for me and the group. And Castor's like, no, bitch. And he leaves. And then they talk about, roughly, brought up by Rye, about Marshall Reeves and his daughter, who he says can see the future, thus stating that she's basically this oracle kind of chick, and like she could be useful to them. Maybe she can help now or in the future, but that's just something to think about. And then I was like, all right, who wants to scry next? And then that is when we got into Somnia's scry, which I'm about to display for you right now. But I need to get some sound effects first. Please hold. Haha. Okay. You know, it takes a while for me to get shit together. So, like, when I'm doing stuff, it takes a while. Because I have, like, 5 different programs I have to have up at once. Just saying. You know? Yeah. Okay. So, I want to verify that it's picking up voice mod and not my microphone. Cool. I'm going to make this one go down because now I'm recording on this one. And I can see that it's recording because it says record, Natasha. And it says the thing is going ba-doop, 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 so it's making things happen. Magic is going down. I'm taking names, okay? And I'm shitting in them. Okay. So then we enter Somnia's scry, and she decides to scry on someone very, very important to her. And in the distance, you start to hear the sound of waves. It's relaxing at first, as Somnia focuses on the familiar face of her mother. Her mind opening to a small room. The sound of waves in the background as this figure of your mother is gazing out the window towards a snow-speckled shoreline. You can hear her breathe out slowly. And then she sighs. Her expression is worried and haggard. However, then you hear a knock at the door. She looks up. Enter. The door creaks open. And standing in the silhouette of the doorway is a tall gentleman as they slowly walk in. A smirk on their lips. Mother, 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 why so glum? His voice is almost like venom in your veins. The audacity and snarkiness behind them. You've never met this man before, however, you can see him as clear as day, and from the descriptions you had gotten in your past, you know exactly which name comes to mind. Why do you look so down? You should be relieved! He says this as he gets closer and closer to your mother across the way. A smirk crossing his face as she crosses her arms in slight defiance. The council has agreed. My crowning should be sooner than later, don't you suppose, mother? Gives your mom a cold expression, a spark in his eye. What? Do you not think I wouldn't find out about what you have done? That you were going to try and take away what was rightfully mine? The silver throne is my birthright. It is mine, and your sweet little flower isn't going to get away of that. All right? You can think that they can take over what is mine, but I've sick dogs upon them. Did you really think that place? Do you really think it was just found out by the off chance? Oh, come now. Mother. I formed this queendom. As it is now, I will not have it crawl back into the dark ages. It is what? Do you want to crush Father's last wish? He calls me to his side, not you. Me, his eldest son, and with his dying breath told me to become king. And so, I shall become queen. King. King. I shall become king. With the powers at my disposal. And the followers that I have, Mum. From the council and the support of my fiancé, I'll be unstoppable. You see your mother's face widen in shock, as if this is the first time she's hearing of it. You don't mean to tell me you chose someone like... Oh, that's right! You're not a big fan of her. Would you like to meet her, Mother? I'm sure her little hounds are out there playing with your little hidden treasure right now. But of course, she's at my side, as a good queen should be. You start hearing the clicking of heels by the door. A silhouette of a woman, curvaceous form as you look over. Familiar, long, silver-like blonde hair, wide golden eyes, red lips. Her hair floating just below her waist. She wanders in next to the male, her arms draping over his side. Well. It's so nice to meet you, Mother. You see shock come over her face as she steps back, eyeing the woman next to her son. And clouds start to form around your vision, pulling you back to your reality. That's not what you had hoped to come across. Not at all. Especially the very familiar woman at his side. The very dangerous woman. She's pulled back. You guys are able to have more conversation. Blah, blah, blah. The group talks a lot more. Somnia emphasizes that if Garen goes, Somnia has to go. And she's like not really talking about what she saw because she was like, that's private information. At one point, Comet has Alana cover her ears, you know, like little kid, like safety ear cover things, and he expresses to Rai and Somnia that they have killed multiple people in the past. 7 to be exact. The 8th one didn't go as planned. And they're planning on legitimately killing everyone in that area that has Blue. Like, they're stuck on what's happening to Blue, because Blue is obviously being fucking tortured. Like, no thank you. But Then they decide to have like a small conversation, which I mean, I get. I get
Necessary
why they would
pushing.
have these conversations. I'm trying to get to the location that I want to get to, but it's stupid because this thing is stupid. Okay, okay. Let me adjust some things on the screens for you. 1 second. 1 second. Hey, look, it's them. And now it's me. Hi. It's me. In my place that I should be. And now you guys can still hear me, and you're gonna hear the recording too.
If there's any chance that you could get seriously hurt and taken from us, I'd rather you stay here. Even if that means us risking not having Garen.
Do you see this mark? I know. I'm at risk everywhere I go. And I don't know if it's going to matter where I go, or if I stay, or if I go, or at this point, I really don't think it's going to matter.
Oh, if it helps any, I may have. Alana, cover your ears. Like I cover. I go like this. I have killed quite a few people. And I know how to kill them without getting caught and without them knowing they're dying.
I'm not concerned about.
So no, what I was going to say is if it helps any, I plan on probably killing everybody in that compound that Blue is in.
I don't know if you would be able to be successful entirely.
Oh, Alana's still like this.
Would this person dying put you at more risk?
The person that I'm thinking of,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Why do you think it wouldn't be successful?
We don't know the numbers that are there. We don't know where he is. We don't know how many guards or how many forces that they might have.
I'd say we could take him, but
Yeah,
we normally take people down with our numbers rather than our skill. Honestly,
I'm telling you, I'm very skilled at this. Very. Easily. And I also do I still have the luster dust? I took some of the luster dust.
No, you did not. Because legitimately everyone said no.
God damn it. That's where this would come in handy, guys. Why did I listen to you guys?
because we're your friends, that's why.
Oh, but this would have been so handy. This would have been so handy, you guys.
You know, I'm having a hard time saying no to going with you.
Yeah, like Comet still got his hands over Alana's ears. Is it because you want to return to Pedonium, or is it just why? Why are you having trouble saying no? I'm just curious.
Because the last thing I want is for anyone with good hearts to be hurt. And it seems like these people are going in with the intentions of hurting people that somehow I have come across, and there seems to be. Garen and I just randomly joined this group. We didn't have a reason to, and yet You are a good group, all of you. You have good hearts.
I very much disagree. I don't think
Bryce
You have a
smacks
good
Emmett in the
heart.
arm as hard as he can.
Somnia's gonna literally look at Alana and be like, you have a good heart.
only for
And
certain people.
I don't want the wrong people to have a power over those who might need help.
Okay. And I look at Rye and then I look at I uncup. I'm like, all right, Alana, you're
You
good.
can hear now.
Um,
You've been given your ear rights back.
yeah. And I think this is something we should do as soon as we can. Get information from Rye's family, and then go. Also,
Do you think your family would have information? What sort of information do you think you're going to get?
I think if we can't ask Al without risking their involvement, I think if anyone would be able to help, it would be my dad or maybe
What are you trying to find out about them? What are you going to ask?
what he knows about the Black Banners.
And if he doesn't know anything?
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of criminals.
Join the club, buddy.
I know a lot of very bad people. I could probably find someone who knows something.
And I think maybe why we're in.
I just thought of someone that would have been a really good thing to scry with. God damn it! I know so many people.
I was gonna say, when we are in town, I could probably see if I can find some kind of the forget me flower or dust if I need it.
Basically had them roll.
Ooh, that's not actually bad.
I love that there are birds chirping outside.
Yeah.
As if it's not fucking 4.
It's only 4 o'clock.
It's only 4.
I probably won't go to sleep until 3 in the afternoon because I've got a lot to do. And then I'll get in time for D&D tomorrow. This morning. This morning, yeah.
8:30 p.m. in the morning. Well, if you're me, 8:30 p.m. is the morning because my insomnia has said you don't get to sleep until the sun is up and the birds are out and everybody's on their way to work.
What am I rolling for again?
Intelligence.
Okay. Yeah, I skipped over to the wrong page. I rolled a 13.
God, that's your only low one.
Yeah.
Basically, I was saying, they know that it's a legal substance and it's really cracked down on, not quite sure exactly where to locate it. It's a possibility, but it'd be really fucking hard.
I think something that we should probably do is we could bring Karakir into town with us and see if we could find Noelle. Because Noelle would probably know where to get dragon's blood.
It's a possibility.
Or the ingredients that they need. And I could get what I need from her.
We could always, instead of just leaving the group straight up and causing suspicion, we could take a trip into town, visit my family, introduce the group to them, and then while we're there, I can talk to my dad and my brother, and maybe even my uncle when he's there. See what they know. It doesn't have to be in front of everyone. It's my family. I have the right to talk to them.
No,
room.
I think I think that would be a good idea, but also I think we should look for Noelle while we're in town.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so Noelle is Somnia. No. Yeah.
Somnia has met her.
Okay, so
me personally, I don't know who that is.
She's the one who has the traveling shop.
Yeah, traveling shop.
You guys, I wasn't.
Okay.
I wasn't there for that session.
Right.
I didn't record.
Basically, I'm explaining what Noelle is to Duck. Because you guys know what Noelle is. She's my first ever NPC. Well, for
We're not
TikTok.
looking like she's Howl.
Yeah,
She's the love of my life.
She's basically Hal.
Yeah.
Because she's
funky,
got
fresh, and cool.
she's got it just goes all over. So this shopkeeper literally has everything. I hold up like the pet the
Not
toy that,
everything.
like, she
Close
made for me,
to.
and I'm like, this is how my hair changes colors. Surprise.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, and I got my rapier from her.
She can make almost anything. Almost. I say that lovingly. She's not a god.
I have a very high
in this
imagination,
campaign.
Chelsea, don't give me that power.
I think if we go to her, find her. Yeah, I think if we find her, we can get some things from her to help make this journey a little easier.
Okay.
Do
We'll find
you, when Elle was speaking of this group, do you remember if she described
I was
Keep going.
asleep.
I'm listening. Keep going.
Well, I was just
I'm listening for my note.
was wondering if she described anything more beyond just what they did, what they looked like, what they wore.
That I don't think she talked about them much. The knowledge I have of the Black Banners didn't come from her. It came from my work as a mercenary. She never told us what the group does. She's just warned us about them. That I know off the top of my head. I know how I feel about Elle, and I know how I feel about the Black Banners. Those are the only two things I can keep consistent.
I don't know entirely. But there's a chance that I may have had some sort of run-in with them.
How so? You don't have to give details, just as vague as you can keep it while letting us know. We can't go into this blindly. Any
I
information
know,
we
and
have-
that's why I'm saying something now, is because I know if I'm going to do this, then I can't not say anything.
I said it earlier, and I will say it again. Whatever you tell us, I promise I will keep it between us.
It's
not-
No, I'm good at keeping secrets.
It's not that I don't trust either of you. It's hard to talk about.
I understand. And he reaches a hand out to Somnia.
Alana's still hugging on to Comet.
He's gonna until she takes it. This isn't me trying to persuade you to talk. It's not me trying to comfort you.
Give a smile and take the hand. She's
gonna
shaking,
squeeze it
by the way.
gently.
She's shaking.
Oh, baby.
If you're afraid, or if you think you've had a run-in with the Black Banner, we can always make sure you don't look like you.
I'm going to have to make sure I don't look like myself. If I go, I can't look like myself.
We're really great at that. We can make sure.
I see Garen thinking. Well, if we
He
bring
doesn't like any of this. I
you,
know he doesn't. I know he's.
He
Garen
really
like
doesn't.
anything I do.
No,
If
I
we
mean,
bring you, we have to bring the big
Fair.
guy, and how would we disguise him? He's 7 foot tall.
he is.
He's
We
He
got
also has a way around it.
I'm just gonna look at Garen, squint his eyes, and then look back to Somnia. Doesn't say anything.
That's all I'm gonna say.
This man is a fucking enigma.
If he has a way around it, I think our only concern right now is making sure you stay disguised and
Do
can't get caught.
this would be risky, but do you think Thana would part with that ring of hers to keep you safe?
No.
If she stays,
No.
yeah,
I
no.
think I would rather her keep that ring for herself, just in case us being apart, splitting apart, we're going to be fewer numbers, which could work to our advantage, but it could also work to our disadvantage.
Which
I'm very afraid of the latter happening. I think we're all very capable, but I think we all work better together.
I think that's why I want to find Noelle, because if I can get
She could have some
certain
sort
things.
of disguise item, perhaps. I don't know.
Yes, and if I
possible.
can get certain things from her, I can make this more. I don't want to say successful, but easier.
I'm almost wondering if there are potentially answers that I could get for myself as well, if with you.
I think that would be really great if you could.
Ultimately, it's up to you whether you come or
I'm
not.
coming.
If you
I've already
don't-
made up
I
my
was
mind.
gonna
I'm
say,
coming.
if you don't, it's just
I'm
gonna be me
just-
and Ryan. We're gonna.
I'm warning both of you. I need you to be aware that this with me is the high risk, and
I
think we're both fairly acquainted with risk, and I think you're worth it. Personally.
As somebody who does what I do for a living, risk is something I take quite often. So I am prepared to take the risk. I just don't want you to get hurt. I don't want them to get hurt either, but like they know what they're doing.
Yes, Garen.
Can't kill me.
Garen basically says he doesn't want her hurt either.
I think we need to figure out when we're going to do this first. I know.
Exactly. It's risky.
I think we should go into town and
I think first thing tomorrow we go into town. Like that's the best course of action. So
I agree.
maybe leave the next day so you have time to prepare whatever it is you need to do.
And we have time, and if we have to look for Noelle on the day before the day we leave, that is what we will do.
If we wait another day, we might be able. I know Castor's not here right now, but if we wait another day, we might be able to scry for her to help us find her better. I don't know. I don't know her, so I'm not gonna do it. But you've met her, obviously.
For Noelle.
Yeah, we don't
You have to search for the shop.
Yeah, you guys have to
if I
like
remember correctly.
have to look for her shop. She's a little bit more complicated.
Clearly,
Just opens every door you see.
No, like it's a specific door.
It's like something that will magically appear in your peripheral.
Can I do an investigation or something to see if she's here now? If her door's here now?
She has to be in a town.
Gotta be a town.
It's gotta be like a town.
Okay, so you're saying this Time Lord shopkeep has to be, she's restrained to markets, but she can travel space and time?
Yeah. I have to give her some restriction.
She gets her business.
In Doctor Who, they can't go back to the same time and place twice.
Yeah, Noelle's a little bit different, but she has restrictions.
They can't do it because of the paradox.
But see, the 12th Doctor, which I'm on right now, sorry guys, Matt's in.
I love Matt.
That's my motherfucking
Favorite
Matt
boy.
Smith is the best.
This season hurt me so much.
He has like 5.
I love him. I love him.
I meant like his doctor.
David Tennant hurt me.
Amy is also my favorite companion. No one can tell me otherwise.
Amy fucking Pond.
Oh, me too. I love Amy.
Loved Amy. Used to RP Amy.
I love Amy.
I'm gonna be real honest, I used to not like Amy, and then I just finished her season, and I was like, I absolutely
Bless
love
her.
her and Rory.
She was the first bitch I ever fell in love with on TV.
I
Genuinely, I love her so much.
I adore Donna.
So
Big girl crush. Love
It's been
her.
a long time since I've watched. Very good. It breaks my heart.
This is when they get off topic, talk about Doctor Who,
It
and I
hurt
have
me
to
the
rein
most,
them back
with
in
Amy.
just a little bit, but that's okay. We like going off topic.
Where are you at in that season?
I've already seen all the seasons. I'm trying to catch up so I can get to the third.
Okay, so when Rory gets hit
Spoilers.
with the weeping angel, and Amy's like, if I go, I'll be with him, right? Like, if they touch me, I'll be with him. That breaks my fucking heart.
Right.
Also, like,
She
when
loves
her and
him
the
so
doctor
much.
First meet.
It was like,
So actually, wait, I can tell you guys. I have a couple because Garen does need a certain amount of time in
Garen
order
needs
to
24 hours for what Garen has to do.
do
Skipping ahead, by the way.
that.
Whatever the fuck Garen does.
I think
Garen, you just do whatever you have to do.
I think if we give him the 24 hours starting tomorrow,
I think
we leave the day after we go into town.
I think.
Which
Garen
means
should
you
come with
guys
us
have
to
half
the
a
shop
day,
because,
full day, then you guys are leaving
if
the next
these
day.
people
So
are looking for anyone in this group and we take them with us, it would be nice to have him as protection. But as soon as we get back from the shop, he starts, and then we leave when he's ready. Take all the time you need.
just 24 hours.
But see, I don't think the people will be thinking to look in Wintry because Somnia was last seen in Phelan.
We don't know exactly who they're looking for.
True.
It could be Somnia and Garen. It could be
Also
Hannah. It could be Elle. It could be Clark here. It could be fucking you. I doubt it. I highly doubt me.
We don't know. We don't.
I mean, you're the only one who knows where Blue is, so it's possible.
I was where I was for a reason. Was less predictable, less trackable.
Inconspicuous.
I feel like also it would be very, very I don't think they would think about it, but Paedonia would probably be the last place they'd look for you because you ran.
But I'm going to pause this now because they go on and talk about a lot of shit, but it's basically the rundown is they have half a day of today when you guys landed in Wintry. Takes about an hour for you guys to get to Rye's hometown. Hey! And then you guys are going to look for Noelle's shop. Garen's going to deuce out for a little bit after you guys find Noelle's shop and all that stuff, and he's going to go, do something for 24 hours. And then, once Garen is done, and the other part of the group's got what they got, have to find some way to get over to Paedonia from Wintry. Then they have a week, basically. Technically, then they've already spent 2.5 days, so less than a week, to find Blue, break Blue out, and then retrieve Blue and bring Blue back to Wintry, if successful. That's kind of what happened there. That's fun stuff, don't you guys think? And then last but not least, one more scry happened on a different date, which was super fun for me because I thought it was hilarious. I am recording. We'll see. Okay. For fun. See if Ryan. Okay.
I got fucking 18, Chelsea. Ryan can focus on his fucking boyfriend, but not on the bitch who killed his kid.
Please hang on. It's a 5. You definitely got through. Please hold as I get some of his information out. Nathaniel? What the fuck? Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Sorry for the jerkiness. Apparently, it just didn't want to record very well. Come on. It's fine. Come on. It happens. There we go. All right. Look at this chaos. Beautiful, beautiful chaos. All right. Fantastic. So first off, this is unplanned. I am recording right now to let people know that this was unplanned, but I'm letting it happen because I'm God.
Thank you. I'm not religious, but I believe in you.
All right, and let me get into the zone, the auto zone. I need to shut up. Okay, hang on.
Make sure all your mics are connected to the recording.
I am making sure everything is correct. I am making sure so you guys can hear some of the stuff I'm going to play, so that I'm going to be basically green the entire time. Why are you saying I'm so funny? What are you saying I'm so funny for? I don't know what that's for. Rye, as you concentrate on the young man you had briefly encountered in Liamji, you hear a little bit of rainfall in the distance. Thunder and lightning kind of going over the area. However, you also hear what sounds to be a warm, comforting fire. And you adjust your vision slowly, looking down at the young man in front of a fire in a nice, cozy looking cottage home. But the more you're looking at the cottage, the more you realize it's a little off. However, he has in front of him maps and papers and books all splayed out in front of this fire as he seems to be concentrating very, very closely to a certain looking thing in front of him. Please roll perception.
Okay. 19.
Okay. Looking out in front of him, you notice that he has what seems to be a long-looking bow. The bow seems to be inscribed with multiple different items and different strange symbols, and he seems to be running his finger across the symbols, then going over to the paper and matching them up. What languages do you know?
Let's find out. I believe he knows Common, Abyssal, and something. Now it's getting page. Common and Infernal. Those are the only two.
Unfortunately, you cannot recognize this writing. It seems a little bit more fluid and a little bit more old, but not quite infernal old. You continue to watch them, and they adjust themselves. You're kind of behind them at the moment. You see that their dark kind of brown hair is kind of up since he keeps running his fingers through his hair, almost giving himself a homemade cowlick.
He's so cute.
You are able to adjust your location if you would like.
Can I adjust myself to be on the other side of the table, like looking at him instead of looking behind him?
So you adjust yourself. He's on the ground, by the way, so you're getting closer to the fire. So you kind of get close to the fire and you kind of kneel down. You see that he is studying what looks to be a very long bow with the intricate designs. However, at the hand, where the hand grips, you see something somewhat familiar. Please roll a perception. Actually, investigation.
But +3 to investigation, so 15.
Okay. You're looking and you see something familiar in that it's kind of like an amethyst on this bow towards the base area where you grip, but you can't quite make out the markings specifically. But you see him, eyebrows furrowed a little bit. You see him adjust his hair and then take his glasses, which were on his face, and he pulls them up onto the top of his head as he brings the bow closer, as he's looking at this a little bit closer to him. You hear just slightly under his breath mutter the word Duska. And then keep muttering a few others, and you hear Folia. One more perception for me.
17.
You take a moment to step back and look at where he actually is. He's in a cottage, but this cottage is run down to shit. There's holes in the wall. The roof is leaking. He's just found a nice spot that's actually dry in this unforsaken place. Roll intelligence to see if you remember him telling you guys where he was going.
5.
You're not quite sure exactly where he was going, but you remember you met him in Liam G, and he was going northeastward somewhere. But he seems to be in an old abandoned cottage studying this old ancient relic that he's come across. You see him start to pack everything kind of away quickly into his large backpack before looking at the bow one more time and holding it, slinging it over himself and adjusting. And then you're pulled back to reality, gasping from the cold, wet water from the scrying pool. And you're breathing heavily. He had something in his hand, and it looked very somewhat familiar, but you don't know why. Huh. I did it again, and you caught me. I actually caught myself this time, so you should be proud, but that's what you missed. Some scrying and stuff, and this is why I need reminders. So when I am in-game or we're doing these sessions, remind me to make sure that I have unpaused and that I have the sound on and have the correct microphone. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm gonna go live my life choices. See you guys later. Love you. Bye.